Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Ivy English. I'm Bruce.
I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Well, today's almost the last day of the month. It is our last time to be with you this month. Now it's time for a short dialogue, and this one's called A Dog's Life.
好，我们的中文标题是悲惨的生活啊。那这个 A Dog's Life 字面上的解释是狗的生活啊。那其实以前的狗不像现在的狗啊，当宠物这么幸福。那以前有的狗呢，甚至于会被当食物吃掉啊，而且这个生活条件也很差。所以呢 A Dog's Life 就用来形容啊，像狗一样悲惨不快乐的生活啊。例如说我们这个地方有提供2个例句啊，那我们请这个 Bruce 老师帮我们念一下。
Well, the first is, Gary has to work 3 jobs to support his family. It's really a dog's life.
好，所以呢，这个 Gary 他必须要 work 3 jobs， 他必须要做3份工作才可以 to support his family， 就是能够养家。所以呢，日子真的过得很苦啊。所以各位，你不要光背 a dog's life 啊，你要背这个片语怎么用。例如说，这里提供第一种用法，你就可以说啊，某一个状况之下it's really a dog's life 啊，这个日子过得真苦啊。那这里还有一个例句。
The young actress said that her family used to live a dog's life before she made it big in the film industry.
所以呢，这个年轻的女演员说呢，她家庭呢 used to 啊，就是以前 used to live a dog's life， 就是过着像这个狗一样的日子，就是过得很苦。那这里我们又学到另外一个用法，就是你可以说 to live a dog's life 啊，这是 dog's life 的另外一个用法。所以过得很苦啊，在什么之前过得很苦呢？ Before she made it big. Made it big 就是走红，就是成功。在哪里成功呢？ In the film industry， 在电影业这个成功啊。所以在电影业走红之前呢，他跟家人曾经过着很悲惨的生活啊。所以这是 a dog's life 的意思。
Well, as we said, this is a dialogue, and we have Mrs. Tsai and Grace. Grace is a woman's name. It's a beautiful name. I love that name. Grace also has a meaning, 小写的 G. Grace is like a blessing, peace, comfort, and so on. It's a beautiful idea, and it's a beautiful name.
Yeah, Grace 在宗教里面它可以指恩典的意思啊 God's grace 就是上帝的恩典啊，所以是一个很美的一个字。
So I guess I'm the one doing the dialogue. I'll do them both. All right, so let's do this thing. Honey, you look exhausted. I am. All I want to do is crawl back in bed. That sounds nice, but it's a school day. Did you stay up late? Yes, it's really a dog's life preparing for exams. I know, it can be really tough. Tell me about it. I'm so tired that I can't think straight. Well, you can sleep in on Saturday. Huh? I'm sorry, I think I just dozed off for a minute.
That's cute. I like this one.
Yeah.
Okay, being your elder, I'll take Mrs. Tsai.
Okay.
And we start with, honey, you look exhausted. Honey is one of the words we use when we feel close and loving with another person, like sweetie, honey, baby.
Sugar.
Yeah. Maple syrup.
Sweetie pie. Nobody calls you maple syrup. Don't even throw that in there.
Okay, so honey is sweet, of course, and so it's a sweet thing to say to someone else. Exhausted is beyond just tired. It means you're so tired, you have no energy, you can hardly think like you usually do. You certainly can't work or study.
You're so flattened, you could get under a snake with a tall hat on.
I never heard that.
Oh, that's a really old one. That's a Mark Twain-ism, I think.
Oh, it's a Midwesternism.
好，所以 exhausted 就是累坏了，精疲力尽啊。所以这个一开始讲说 honey， 这个就是当然是昵称啊，是家人之间的昵称啊，宝贝啊。 你看起来真是累坏了，你看起来好累哦 You look exhausted 这是英文里面非常非常常用的一个句子所以各位应该把它学起来。那当然有其他的不同的说法，但是我觉得大家就先学起来这个 You look exhausted 这是很常用，而且这个也可以在正式场合用的一个英文。
And Grace replies, I am. She doesn't just look exhausted, she is exhausted. All I want to do, she says, is crawl back in bed. Now, crawling is not the same as walking. Crawling is you're on your hands and knees pulling yourself forward. And crawling is also an action that we attribute to things like snakes or any animal that's very low to the ground. And so we think of crawling as sort of inferior to walking, and so crawling is like a low-end thing to do. Mm-hmm. So she's crawling back into bed, shows how she's not even going back to bed. She's not walking back to bed. She's laboriously pulling herself along the ground back to bed.
Yeah, she doesn't have the energy.
爬虫类.
Yeah.
is they crawl because their stomachs touch the ground.
Yeah, 这里用爬感觉起来就是他实在累坏了，可能走都走不动所以可能要慢慢的爬回去那所以这个句子呢 I am 这种回答各位其实要把它学起来当别人说 You look 如何如何，那如果你真的是那样子的话，你就可以说 I am 就是像这里 You look exhausted， 那你回答 I am exhausted 那就是我是真的累了，不是看起来累而已好，所以他回答说 I am 就是 I am exhausted。 然后呢接下来他说 All I want to do is， 那各位注意到这个文法，前面的主词这个片语里面有一个 do 这个字呢，然后后面加 be 动词的话，它后面接的补语要用原形动词，所以 all I want to do is， 各位注意到 crawl 这个是原形动词所以 all I want to do is go home 我只想回家all I want to do is give you some money
all you guys want to do is give me your life savings
好，所以呢这个
all $20
I'll take whatever I can get
好，所以呢他想做的只是爬回他的床I have a question
Yeah
Can you say all I want to do is crawl back to bed
Yeah
instead of in bed
Yes
So is there a difference?
No
Well, crawl back to is a sense of motion.
Okay.
And the other one is
in
destination. Focuses on destination.
Yeah, the to is the getting there, and the in is where you're going to be.
Correct.
So there is a difference, but functionally no.
所以在功能上面两个之间是没有差别的，但是如果用 in 的话呢，就是指你的目标是在那个床就是你要到床上面去。那 to 的话就是指你在运动的那个方向。
Now, why are we saying in bed and not on bed? Because sometimes you get on your bed. You sit on your bed, right?
Right.
And that means you're outside of the covers. If you get in bed, you're inside the covers. That's why it's in.
所以呢，这个地方 in bed 为什么用 in 呢？因为你是在床里，你盖着那个被褥什么你盖着的东西，所以感觉你是在睡觉了。那如果说 on 的话呢，就是你身上没有盖东西，所以你可以 sit on your bed， 那就表示你坐在床上，身上没有盖任何东西。
Now, the difference is you can be in bed, but you can't be on bed. When you use on, you have to put a determiner in between. So you have to say on the bed, on your bed, on its bed, whatever.
那另外一个差别就是，你用 on 的话呢，你一定要有一个 your 或者有一个 determiner 要一个东西放在前面，例如说 your 但是如果用 in 的话，你可以是 you can be in bed 那就不一定需要，就不用那个。不一定需要那个 determiner 所以这也是中间的差别。那这个介系词的使用呢，是不是很大的事情，但是你的英文要学到好，这个是很重要的。所以我们在这里特别跟各位解释这个 in 跟 to 跟 on 在这里的差别。好，那就是他想爬回去床上睡觉。
Mrs. Tsai, this is apparently Grace's mother, says, "That sounds nice. That you're so tired that you could crawl back to bed and relax. But it's not so nice because it's a school day. You have to go to school even though you feel exhausted." And then she wonders, well, why is Grace exhausted? And asks her, "Did you stay up late?" A lot of young people will do that with their magic machines. What are those called?
Computers?
Yes, those sorts of things, the mobile phones and whatnot. They get started on those. Maybe they're in bed. Yes.
In my day, it was books that did functionally the same thing. I'm just going to say it's not necessarily about the technology. It may be about the interest in the thing and the limited time in which to do it during the day. And the fact that your evening hours are your own. And so therefore you want to spend it on things that are fun rather than sleeping.
Well, in my day...
It was newspapers? No, it was hieroglyphs on papyrus. Yes.
Right.
You had to...
We had wall writing.
You had rocks that you pulled into bed, which was deeply uncomfortable when you fell asleep, or they hit you on the face when you were falling asleep.
好，这个刚 Bruce 老师说，现在很多人熬夜呢，可能是在打电动啊、玩电脑啊、好玩手机等等的。那 Angel 老师就说啊，他们小时候呢，其实是看书的哈。那其实我小时候也很喜欢看书，一边看书看一看就睡着了，那个很容易就入睡了哈。那 Angel 老师还说，为什么会在晚上看书呢？因为晚上的时间是自己的时间啊，所以你可以去看一些你自己想看的东西啊。那有时候一看就入迷了，就熬夜了。
There's a fallacy that everybody falls into, literally everybody. You think, okay, if I keep reading the book, tomorrow won't happen.
No. That bad.
It's a fallacy. But at 2 a.m, when you don't want tomorrow to happen, it seems like a very pleasant idea. So you keep reading your book, and then it becomes 3 a.m, and then you just have to fall asleep. And then you wake up the next day feeling like crap. So then you go to bed later even the next day because you felt like crap, so you want to read the book to, not feel like crap. And then you repeat the whole vicious cycle.
所以 vicious cycle 就是一个恶性的循环哈 ，vicious 就是 V-I-C-I-O-U-S 啊，那 C-Y 就这个 cycle 就 C-Y-C-L-E 啊，恶性循环。所以 Angel 老师说呢，有时候你看书是希望啊明天不要到来，感觉好，但是你看熬夜。熬到3点钟才睡觉，那第二天起来那个又觉得哎呀这一天真的难过啊！到了晚上你又会讲说啊，真的今天过得这么难过，晚上再看点书吧啊！那这样就一个恶性循环。
But I just want to point out, recent studies showed that you need to spend 40% of your day resting. And they're like, you can ignore this, but your body won't. If you don't spend 40% of your day resting, your body is going to make you spend that day resting.Or that time resting by getting sick or other things. So you really should spend 40% of your day resting. And that's including your sleep hours. So 40% of your 24 hours should be rest at minimum.
好，所以这 Angela 说呢，最近呢有研究说，你一个人呢一天的时间最少要有 40% 的时间要在休息啊，那包括你睡觉时间。那你如果没有休息到这个足够的时间的话，你可能就会生病或怎么样，你身体会强迫你去休息啊。那我们再回来看这个句，他说 That sounds nice， 就是啊，这个听起来还不错，但是呢，就是说你想回去床上睡觉，是看来是听起来是不错，但是 It's a school day， 这今天是要上学的耶，好，叫做 It's a school day， 好，不是个 holiday。然后呢，他问说 Did you stay up late？ 你是不是熬夜啦？那 stay up 啊，以前有学生问过我说 stay up 已经是熬夜了，为什么还要再加个 late？ 啊，那其实呢stay up 这个片语本身的意思只是说比平常晚睡啊，它不一定是真的熬夜了。好，那所以 stay up 常常后面会接一个时间，就是你到什么时候才睡啊？所以包括 late 也是一个表示时间的副词片语嘛。所以你像中文也会说你会熬夜是不是熬得很晚？中文也会这样讲。好，所以 Did you stay up late？ 那或者你也可以说啊 We stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning 啊，就后面加一个 until 3 o'clock in the morning。好，甚至于你可以说 Well, you go ahead and go to bed. I think I'll stay up for a while 也可以。I'll stay up for a while 就是我大概稍微熬一下夜啊，这不一定要熬很晚很晚，都是我会晚一点点睡，所以可以这样用的啊。那 stay up 另外一个很常用的用法呢，就是 stay up to do something。那这个时候你可以加 late， 但是不一定要加。例如你可以直接说 We stayed up late， 或者 We stayed up to watch the late movie 啊，看晚上这个晚的那个电影啊，所以 stay up to do something 啊，就是熬夜去做什么事。那另外还有一种用法是 stay up 后面加 VING 啊，就是熬夜在做某一件事情啊。我们用 to 的话表示目的，我熬夜的目的是要看这个 late movie， 但是如果说你一边做什么一边熬夜，那就是用 VING 好。例如我们常常会讲说 We stayed up all night talking 啊，我们整个晚上熬夜就聊天啊，或者你只聊了半个夜，你可以说 We stayed up half the night talking 啊，所以 stayed up talking 或者 stay up doing something。 或者你可以跟你家人讲说 I'll be home late, so don't stay up waiting for me. Don't stay up waiting for me. 就是不要一边熬夜一边等我的意思。所以 stay up 各位记得它只是说比平常晚睡，所以 stay up late 是常常这样讲。
You could just say don't stay up.
那也可以，对 don't stay up 就是不要熬夜。
So then Grace says, yes, I did stay up late. And then she explains why. She goes, it's really a dog's life, preparing for exams. Now, we just found out that a dog's life means it's a terrible life of suffering and hardship. And preparing for exams, if you're preparing for something, is you're doing the work to get ready for something.
好，所以各位又学到另外一个用法哈 ，It's really a dog's life doing something 就是你必须要做某件事情，你在做某件事情的时候，你会觉得这真的是太苦了所以 it's really a dog's life preparing for exams 准备考试真的是不这种生活真的不是人过的。
Now Mrs. Tsai says, I know, I understand what you're saying, and maybe she knows because she's had the same experience herself.It can be really tough. Tough or rough both mean difficult.
好，所以呢 I know 我知道那 it can be 就是可能是，也就是准备考试可以是相当的苦的换句话说不一定是因为 can be 有的人说不定准备考试都很快乐轻轻松松的好像 Bruce 小时候所以呢但是有些人可能准备考试觉得很痛苦it can be really tough 那你这个 tough 除了刚刚 Bruce 老师讲可以用 rough 之外呢 R-O-U-G-H 你也可以用 hard 也可以 it can be really hard 好，那 tough 这个字呢它本身的意思就是 very difficult to do or deal with 的意思好，所以例如说你可以讲 to have a tough time 就是过得很痛苦不一定痛苦就是很艰苦或者英文常常讲说it can be tough trying to do something 就是你要试着要做这件事情可能是很难的像例如我们可以说 it can be tough trying to juggle a career and a family juggle J-U-G-G-L-E 就是杂耍那这个丢很多球同时把它接住轮流接那它可以引申成为同时应付的意思所以 juggle a career 你要有一个你要拼你的事业那另外一份要顾你的家庭那就是 juggle a career and a family 所以 it can be tough trying to do this 那 tough 常常也可以用来形容一些字例如我们常讲 a tough decision 一个很难做的决定或者是 a tough job 一个很难这个很辛苦的工作或者我们刚刚讲 to have a tough time 所以这个字也蛮常用的各位可以把它学起来
So then Grace says, tell me about it. When you say that, it means you don't really need them to tell you about it. They already know. And I don't know why you say tell me about it in order to indicate that you don't want to be told about it. But what she's saying is, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tell me about it 就是等于中文讲的非常接近中文讲的还用你说吗这还用你说吗我早就知道了所以不用说本来就是这样子不用你说这还用你说吗
And then she says, I'm so tired that I can't think straight. So if you think straight, it means you've got things organized. If you keep something straight, you keep things in their categories, you keep things organized, you keep things tidy. You know what is what. So if you can't keep things straight, it means you don't know what is what. And if you can't think straight, it means that you can't even organize your thoughts. Another thing you could say here is you can't see straight. So that's a little bit different than thinking straight because seeing is about using your eyes. And when you're really tired, everything kind of swims in front of your eyes or things get blurry or hard to focus on. And both of these conditions can sort of describe how tired you are or give an indication of how tired you are.
好，那这里讲说 I'm so tired that I can't think straight 这个 that 可以省略你可以直接说 I'm so tired I can't think straight 那个可以省略那个 that 那另外我们注意到这个 can't think straight 这种用法这种意义呢很特别通常就出现在两个情况一个就是 can't think straight 通常是否定或者是 can't see straight S-E-E 那 can't think straight 就是头脑不清楚没有办法思考然后呢 can't see straight 就眼睛花了那在这里就是哎呀我好累我脑袋都不清楚了没有办法有逻辑的思考
And then her mother Mrs. Tsai says, well, you can sleep in on Saturday. She's trying to encourage her daughter or make her feel better. If you sleep in, that means you don't have to get up in the morning. You can sleep as late in the morning or even into the day as you wish because it's not a school day. It's Saturday.
好，所以呢，这个妈妈就说 Well, you can sleep in 就是晚点起床 Sleep in 就是晚点起床也就是睡久一点的意思好，所以你礼拜六呢可以晚点起床可以睡久一点
Huh? I'm sorry. I think I just dozed off. That's what Grace says. Dozed off for a minute. So, is normally, that's the kind of thing you ask as like, when you don't understand something. You say,
What?
As opposed to, The H in front is very important because, UH is like, it's like a pause word.
Right.
So how you spell these kind of tiny English words that are just onomatopoeia makes a difference as to what emotional expression it's representing. So, H-U-H has to be for a question instead of And then she goes, I'm sorry, I think I just dozed off for a minute. If you doze off, it means that you fall asleep, but not deeply asleep. You just start to fall asleep. And she just dozed off for a minute. She lost consciousness for a minute. So this child should not be going to school. Put her back in bed. I don't care.
所以就是中文会变成一个常常有人翻译的时候用一个虫字边在一个那个和就是中文听起来就是你没听清楚这样子那刚刚 Angela 老师有讲说如果你看到是 UH 的话呢中文通常翻成那种声音就是你在有点在这个拖时间或者在延缓的那种感觉然后呢接下来 I'm sorry 不好意思因为他没有听清楚所以他说 I'm sorry 然后呢 I think I just dozed off 就是打瞌睡就是有一点这个昏昏沉沉打瞌睡的叫做 dozed off 所以 I think I just dozed off 然后呢 for a minute 那注意到 a minute 这种用法 a minute 其实就是 a very short time 的意思那所以例如因为我们常讲说 well, can I have a word? It will only take a minute 只会花你一点点时间或者你可以说she thought for a minute and then said no 她想了一下说不要那或者 hang on a minute I'll just get my bag 等一下我就拿我的袋子我要马上跟你去
I'm going to say though for a minute and for a second are very different things. They both represent a tiny period of time that you're asking someone to wait but a second is literally like a second. A minute, you're expecting it to take slightly longer than a second.
OK. 所以 for a second 或者 a second 就是很快，时间很快，就差不多就是用秒来算的。但是a minute 通常就稍微长一点点大概是可以用分钟来算的这种感觉。所以两个还是不太一样。
Right. So you could say for a second, for a minute, for a few minutes.
也可以说 for a few minutes. 那感觉起来 even longer.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.Okay, that's a dog's life. And our lives will now continue. We have to say goodbye, not only for this lesson, but for the month of May. We will be back next month, though. We have plenty more articles and dialogues for you. Till the next time we get together,
bye-bye.